And now, Lifestyles Unlimited presents the Real Estate Investor Radio Show. Over the next hour, we unfold your map to financial freedom. You'll learn how to retire through investing in single-family and multifamily real estate. You'll learn how to create cash flow and build wealth so you can have the time and money to live the lifestyle you want.
Welcome to the show. My name is Al Gordon, and as always, I'm working on your financial freedom. And I want to wish every one of you out there within my listening audience a happy new year. I wish you a prosperous new year. I'm hoping that 2024 is the best year of your life. In order for us to get your mind to where it needs to be, what I need to do is I need to take you all the way back to the 1950s. Yeah, I'm going to take you back to the 1950s, and here's why. I'm going to talk to you today about the concept of setting goals. And there's something that happened in the 1950s that, well, it was a survey. Let's just call it what it was. It was a survey. It was done with the graduating class of Harvard University. So one of those early 50s graduating classes, they graduated from Harvard University, a survey or a study. I should say it's a study. It's a survey, but it's also a study. So whatever your semantics are, just roll with whatever works for you, and let me get into the heart of what I'm talking about. They asked one question. Just one question. Do you have a written plan for your life? Yeah, that's it. Do you have a written plan for your life? And here's the results. Only 5% of the graduating class from that year of Harvard University had any form of written plan. Now, 20 years later, in the early 1970s, the respondents that responded to the original question were evaluated on several levels of achievement, and the results, they're going to blow you away. Now, I'll tell you what, I'm going to get into those results later on in the show. But before we get too far into the show, I want to share with you a concept about success. For every person you meet, you will get a different definition of success. The way a person answers can shed light on their strengths and their weaknesses. They may talk about financial success, but unfortunately be 40 pounds overweight. They may brag about their golf score, but worry that they can't pay next month's country club dues. Another person may talk about how great their job is as they're heading into marriage number 4. Now, people seem to think that success in one area means you must sacrifice in all the other areas of your life. And many people believe success comes at the expense of other people. However, I have found that success in the different areas that impact my life, such as spirituality, legacy, family, growth, fun, health, and wealth. In those areas, success is not an either-or proposition, nor does it occur at the expense of other people. I'm suggesting to you that there is no success without balance in all of these areas. Now, Del Walmsley, our founder and CEO of Lifestyles Unlimited, he's got a quote out there that I heard back in it was really 2017. Can't even get my years out. Here's the quote, though. He said, "You can have anything you want in life, but not everything." So when I heard Del say that back in 2017, that I could have anything that I wanted, but not everything, I had to think for a moment. And the first thought that came to my mind was this: Can't I have everything? And the answer, it's no. It's a simple no. There is one thing in life that we are not in control of, and it's time. There's just simply not enough time to do everything you want to do in your life. However, let me caveat that. There is time to be a professional bodybuilder, win the Mr. Universe contest 6 different times, be a successful real estate investor, star in 20 different action movies, head up the President's Council of Physical Fitness, get married, have several kids, have heart surgery, be the governor of California. I think you get my point. Arnold Schwarzenegger is an example of a man who has the same 24 hours in a day that we have, yet he achieves more results from his life than a dozen other men do combined. The problem is that the universities, your bosses, the luxury car makers, new home builders, restaurants, bars, clothing makers, all of these different entities have other ideas for your life. They want you to work the first 5 days of the month to pay off your cars, work the next 10 days to pay off your house, work the next 2 days to pay off your fancy clothes and jewelry and so on. They want you to use food and alcohol as entertainment. They want you fat, drunk, and, quote, there's air quotes here, happy. Yeah, that's what society wants for you. If that's what I thought success was, then what exactly is success? I mean, what really is success, right? The lessons that I learned is that there is more than enough time to do everything you need to do in order to be happy, especially if you only do the things that truly move you towards your goals. Just because you do not have written goals doesn't mean you don't have goals in your life. You have goals. The problem is that most of your goals are not taking you in the direction you're trying to go. Real goals are about your purpose in life and how you're going to contribute. Now think about how you make money. How do you help and serve other people? Now that may sound idealistic or touchy-feely, and even though it is idealistic in the fact that it's the basis of any capitalist society, it's not really touchy-feely. It is the harsh reality of true capitalism. So ask yourself this question. Where does money come from? Go ahead. Answer the question. What was your answer? Did you say the government or banks? Well, did you know that the government and the banks have no money? You didn't know that, did you? Now ask yourself this question. If you think the banks and the government have money, and I just told you they have no money, then whose money do they have? They have your money. Absolutely have 100% of your money. That's where the money comes from. It comes from you. And before you even get your check, the government takes their cut. Then whatever is left over to use to pay for your cars, your houses, and other things that the advertisers have set as goals for you, if you don't own a business to put your money into, you hand the rest of it to your bank. Or you just spend it on things that you think make you feel good. Yeah, you just spend it all. Simply put, every dime of capital in the United States is controlled by somebody. There's no big pile of unclaimed money out there waiting for you to just go and get it. If you want more money in your pocket, it has to come out of somebody else's pocket. And effective goals are as much about giving as receiving. What are you going to give to other people in return for them giving you their money? Now, there's your goal. There's your mission. Have you heard of a guy by the name of Zig Ziglar? Well, I have, and I'll tell you what, that guy, he's not alive anymore, but he left a lot of great commentary on the human race. And one of the things that he said is simply this. If you help enough other people get what they want, you can have anything you want. Now, notice the order of the statement made by Zig Ziglar. The Porsche, i.e. your want, is not first, it's second. You give, then receive. When dealing with other credible people, giving and receiving are one and the same. But there are two pitfalls out there. The first one is that too many people want to skip the joy that is hard work and service and go straight to the Porsche and the 4,000 square foot home. This something for nothing mentality is what destroys people's goals, aspirations, and happiness. Now, the second pitfall is that you should not fool yourself into thinking that because you saw someone get lucky in life or business, that you should or can also get lucky. You might win the lottery, but assume you don't. And you start working today to find your purpose in life. How are you going to help and serve other people? How are you going to do that? Now, one of our mentors at Lifestyles Unlimited has a very specific goal that I'm going to share with you. His goal is simply this: I am going to teach enough people how to build wealth with real estate that I can have the things that I want. That wakes him up in the morning. It makes him happy and fulfilled. So doesn't everybody have different goals? Yeah, absolutely. But at the core of every set of goals are the principles of effective living. I believe from reading hundreds of different definitions of success that there are a few points that are found in every definition. These are timeless definitions, some dating back over 3,000 years. But the problem lies in the fact that many people think that the wrong things get them to their goals. People think that money will give them security. It won't. People think distractions like television, music, alcohol, and drugs will give them peace. They don't. Usually, through the advice of others or peer pressure, we link up the wrong resulting expectation to our goals. So what do? Well, seek balance. A balanced approach to success includes family, fitness, charity, career, wealth, spirituality, and continued education. So why are goals so important? Well, let me go back to Zig Ziglar for the answer. He said, goals are important because you are 100% successful at everything you do. Now, most people ask a question such as this: if I'm so successful, how come I don't have everything I want out of life? Well, I want to divide your goals into two parts: desires and wishes. Your desires are anything you want and already have. Your wishes are anything you say you want, but you haven't yet achieved. And I firmly believe that the definition of success is happiness, good health, peace, and the continued achievement of worthy goals that bring greater happiness, good health, and peace to both you as an individual and to those around you. So I think what we need to do is we need to take a look at what you do have. I mean, your desires. How many of you are driving a 10-year-old car with 200,000 miles on it? You don't, do you? You drive a car that costs anywhere in the neighborhood of like $40,000 to $100,000. Some of you have an $80,000 SUV that seats 8, but there are only 3 people in your family. How many of you are living in a $200,000, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage home that's about 1,500 square feet? You're not, are you? You're in a 2,000 or a 3,000 or even a 4,000 or bigger square foot home with 4, 5, or more bedrooms, and you still only have 3 people in your family. For those of you with a degree from a major university, I want you to know that the average price of college education, the money you actually spent, is more time and money to get that degree than many of us spent, and much less time used to buy our first 10 rental houses that provide us $4,000 a month in passive income each month. And that doesn't even account for the appreciation, the equity buildup, or the tax advantages of owning real estate. When we come back from the break, I'm going to tell you why I'm stressing all this out. Stick around.
Got questions? Call Lifestyles Unlimited at 855-497-4335. The Real Estate Investor Radio Show continues next.
You can't be financially free if you're psychologically imprisoned by disabling belief systems.
Are you ready to break free from your disabling belief systems about money, real estate, retirement, and financial freedom? Then join us for Lifestyles Unlimited's live online free workshop. Learn the belief system that thousands of people like you have used to break free from corporate America and create the lives they have always wanted. Register at lifestylesunlimitedfreeworkshop.com.
Creating the lifestyle you've always wanted. You're hearing Lifestyles Unlimited's Real Estate Investor Radio Show.
Welcome back to the second half of the Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show. My name is Al Gordon, and as always, I'm working on your financial freedom. And going up to the break, it sounded like I was kind of putting you down, right? What I'm trying to do is stress that those things have consumed massive amounts of your time, your money, your credit, and your energy. You had a goal. You worked and sacrificed for it, and you achieved it. You are successful. Give yourself credit that you are successful at everything you do. Having a degree or multiple degrees is actually a great achievement. Why do I know this? Because I have several degrees myself. I know the blood, sweat, and tears that goes into earning those degrees. Why did you desire the fancy cars, the big house, and the degrees, and not the wealth and passive income that will have given you the cars, the big house, and paid for the education to get the degree? Only one thing makes you achieve the wrong goals. You believed those things would get you different results. Your parents, your teachers, and other well-intentioned people gave you those ideas. The problem is that these people are unqualified to set your goals for you. Now, there's a gentleman by the name of Dennis Waitley, and here's his quote. The reason most people never reach their goals is that they don't define them or ever seriously consider them to be believable or achievable. Winners can tell you where they are going, what they plan to do along the way, and who will be sharing the adventure with them. Writing down your goals makes a commitment in your brain that simply talking about doesn't do. It's a promise that you make to yourself. People with written goals achieve 20 times the results from their life when compared to people who don't take the time to write their goals down. This written plan, if reviewed daily or weekly, can push you forward in ways you cannot imagine, and it keeps the advertisers and others from setting your goals for you. When Del Walmsley sat down to write the goals for Lifestyles Unlimited back in 1990, he didn't really look at the goals again until many years later. However, when he did, he noted that he had achieved every single goal that he had written down. The power is in the action and the commitment that takes place in your brain when you write your goals down. So, here's the glaring question. Why don't people write down their goals? Why don't you do it? Writing down your goals is a step that's often hard to achieve, simply because of fear and ego. So, how do you set goals? Your goals should be SMART. Yeah, SMART is an acronym for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. Yeah, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, timely. That's an acronym called SMART. SMART goals apply to everything in your life. Some of you may have been listening to the show and you may be thinking, yeah, SMART goals, I had that shoved on me and I didn't like it. It didn't play out the way it was supposed to play out because management didn't participate and they forced everything onto me and I just didn't feel like it was anything more than just going through the motions and checking the boxes. Okay, if you feel like that, take a step back, take a breath, and let's look at it through a different lens. Remember, this entire show, I have been talking about everybody else's imprinting their values, their beliefs, their goals on you, and that's why you're achieving what you're achieving today. It's because you're doing the things that other people have told you you should do. People have told you what success looks like. So you go, oh, okay, that's what success looks like. So you pattern your life that way. But look at where you're at. Look at where you are in your career. Are you truly happy in life? Have you truly achieved the things that you wanted to achieve? Did you ever along the way set a goal for yourself that maybe you had only worked 10 years in corporate America? I'm guessing you never established that as a goal, because you're still working in corporate America. Now, some of you haven't been in corporate America for 10 years. Others, you've been in corporate America for longer than 10 years. Others, you avoided corporate America, but you're doing what you're doing. Whether you're working for government services, whether you're a contractor, whether you're self-employed, whatever you do, you've been working day in and day out for many, many years, and I'm guessing you've not really achieved the results that you want to achieve. You may not even know what the results should be because you're so trapped in other people's thinkings about what you should be doing. So strip that all away. Push it off of you. Push it off of you as we talk about SMART goals. And I want you to look at these SMART goals specifically through the lens of where you want to be in the next 5 years. I want you to put together a 5-year plan. And SMART goals, when used correctly, are very effective. So the first thing you have to ask about the goals, and that the S in SMART, is the goal specific? Ask yourself 6 main questions when establishing your goal setting. Who, what, where, when, which, and why. Not the how, but the who, what, where, when, which, and why. These main questions will help you establish the specificity of your goal. Now, the goal needs to be immeasurable. You have to establish specific criteria that you can track. The goal must be attainable. Do not set goals that are unattainable. Set goals that are specifically important for you to achieve. Period. End of story. The goal has to be realistic. Remember that a goal you personally have, you must have the resources, the ability, and the desire to achieve it. That's what makes the goal realistic. Don't go out and say, well, I want to make like $30 million next year. That may not be realistic for you. And besides, early in the show, I said that's putting the cart before the horse, isn't it? And the last thing that makes a goal SMART is the timeliness of the goal. When you write down and set a goal to achieve, your sense of urgency will drive you to achieving your personal task. Now let's look at the difference between the following 2 goals. The first one is, I will start building passive income streams to retire young. Here's another one. I will start building passive income streams with real estate so that I can replace my earned income with passive income in 5 years or less. Now, the first is not easily evaluated. It's got no real timeline. It was simply, I will start building passive streams of income to retire young. When? There's no timeline there. But the second goal, and I'll repeat the second goal for you, I will start building passive income streams with real estate so that I can replace my earned income with passive income in 5 years or less. The second goal defines the goal clearly. Replace my earned income with passive income in 5 years or less. It comes with a built-in target date. It's easy to understand. It's measurable. It's obtainable. Since I have dozens of mentors who have already done it. Yeah, that's the neat thing about Lifestyles Unlimited. When you become a member of Lifestyles Unlimited, one of the first things that we have you do is figure out what your goals are. And many people that start in the education process at Lifestyles Unlimited quickly realize that the goals that they have been following, the goals that they have set for themselves, have been set for them by other people. Again, your boss sets goals for you. Does your boss not? They absolutely do. And if they don't, they're really, really lazy. Yeah, I said it. What about educators? Do educators set goals for you? They do. Now, they may not come out and say your goal is to do this, X, Y, and Z, but they imply certain goals that you should achieve. What about your family? Does your family unintentionally set goals for you? Or does your family make you feel like you're not achieving the goals that they've set for you? Well, maybe those goals are not the right goals for you. So take a step back, brush the dust off your overcoat, and realize that you're not really the problem. The real problem is that you haven't set goals that are attributable directly to you. You have not set goals that will help you reach the lifestyle you hope to achieve. Now, let me talk a little bit about that financial freedom education that every member of Lifestyles Unlimited who becomes a member, goes through. That education, first of all, it's 16 hours of your time. We need 16 hours of your time to basically, I'll just say the word reprogram. I'm not saying that we're, doing the Spock mind meld on you, or I'm not saying that anything that you're doing is wrong, but what we do is we cause you to question exactly what you've been doing. And when you question what you have been doing and why you've been doing it, you start to realize that you're following other people's goals. So you have to set the goals that are necessary for you to achieve. I know I keep repeating that, but I think you need to hear it because nobody else is telling you this information. In the 16-hour courseware, we focus on goal development. We talk about how you set your own goals. And then we use examples of real estate to assist you with setting goals that you should achieve. I think the goal of building up and earning income with passive income so that it replaces your earned income, that's the money you earn from going to work, in 5 years or less, I think that's a highly specific, highly measurable, highly attainable, highly realistic, and a very timely goal. That is a smart goal. That is actually a goal that we recommend every new Lifestyles Unlimited member develop. Now, we're not telling you you must have that goal. Your situation is different than everybody else's. We totally understand that. So we want you to understand your situation. For me, I set a goal very similar to that. And here's the result. I retired myself not in 5 years. I got it done in 2 years. Now, I'm not saying I'm anything special, but I am saying that I was desperate to get it done. I wanted to get to the result that I was looking for. And once I had very specific goals that I could work on obtaining, then all I had to do was obtain them. And once I realized that those goals were important to me, I went after those goals. I did everything that I needed to do to achieve those goals. I put my business plan together and I tackled it. And I got a better result than I thought I was going to get. Now, I'm not saying that I'm better than you. I'm just saying that it worked. It worked for me. And I'm not saying that you'll get retired in less than 5 years. Most of our members need about 5 years to get it done because everybody comes from a very specific background that's specific to you. But this is what I know. When you become a member of Lifestyles Unlimited and you write your goals down and you revisit those goals will get you to where you're trying to get to. If you want to do what I'm doing, you want to do what the 50,000 members of Lifestyles Unlimited are doing, go to lifestylesunlimited.com, sign up for a free workshop, and let's get you going.
The information and opinions you hear on the Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show are those of the host, guests, and callers. The Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show is for entertainment purposes only. Please consult a professional regarding your personal investment needs. Nothing presented constitutes an endorsement, recommendation, offer, or solicitation to buy or sell any product or security.